I just recorded this whole fucking video with my mic off. Fuck my life. Also, do you see the shadow on my face? Do you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Black line? It's there. Hello there, everyone. Today, here in Meanwhile on the Other Stage, we do a review on a different kind of release. An EP. Two, in fact. Two paired up EPs by Sydney-based electronic music producer HARLEY Edward Stretton, more known as Flume. Last year we totally fell in love with his hard-into-making sophomore album, Skin. We did a review on it way back. Personally really enjoyed this release, as well as Flume's debut record and all his remixes. Amazing work. Flume is one of the most exciting major electronic producers out there right now. The guy just won his first Grammy, by the way, if anybody still cares about them. And now I guess he's about to tour the world and destroy a couple of festival headliner sets. In a good way. For me, Flume is someone who artistically flirts with huge pop production by developing the experimental side of it. He invites some of our favorite artists to collaborate with on his tracks, plus his artwork is always on point. Shout out to the amazing artist Jonathan Zavada, who's behind Skin cover, all the singles, and both companion EPs. Honestly, this artwork is absolutely sick, and we're huge fans of this biological, nature-infused machinery aesthetic. Real beautiful. Back in the day, Flume posted an album preview for Skin on his SoundCloud page. And when the album came out in May, some of the pieces from that preview were missing on the final cut of the album. And, you know, probably most of the artists wouldn't care and kind of just leave it behind in a pile of all the unreleased material. I'm watching you, Sophie. I'm watching you, Charlie XCX. But hey, HARLEY Stratton put his energy into it, put his work into it. And now we have Skin Companion 1 or Skin Companion 1st and Skin Companion 2 or Skin Companion 2nd with brand new 8 tracks for us to enjoy. And man, they sound fucking good. Both EPs, of course, have similar vibes since it's like additional EPs for the Skin album. It sounds a lot like Skin, especially some of the tracks, the most eerie ones, all the tracks on a darker note. Plus it's much more on the experimental side and kind of leaves all the pop flow behind, making all these squeaky weird beats sound the new popular, which is always appreciated because we believe that we need more cool experimental production into this radio-friendly part of pop industry. Though there are also some differences between the EPs. The most evident one is that there are not really that much collabs on the first one, except this track Trust with Isabella Manfredi from Preachers. Her and Flume actually previously worked together on the amazing track The Greatest View, my ultimate favorite Flume track, by the way. And the second companion in Contrary features much more artists on 3 out of 4 tracks. But you know, it doesn't really change anything that much, because on the tracks with huge artists featured on it, Flume manages to capture the charisma of the invited performer, but also keep it his very own track. And on the more instrumental ones, there's honestly just no need for any additional voice to be. Trust, the very first track on the very first EP, has this beautiful fucked up lullaby loop in the beginning with Isabella's layered vocals craftily floating through the track, followed by a stronger developed beat with some bubbly elements which heavily reminded me of Sophie, whose production I'm a huge fan of. And Sophie actually supported Flume on the Australian leg of his tour, so I suppose HARLEY himself counts Sophie as somewhat an influence and maybe even a friend. I don't know, I just find it interesting that some of the coolest experimental electronic producers appreciate each other and hanging out together. Then we have Magical V track, just classy titled V, just V. V could be vampire, could be victory, could be vagina, we never know. Yet again, some clattering and rattling sounds, some blended vocal loops, organic percussion, shining synths. The track has this quite melancholy / chill atmosphere to it. And I like it more being minimal in the beginning rather than altogether epic by the end. But overall, it's still an awesome track. You could probably count Heater from the first EP as the lead single, if there would be a lead single. As it's the most banging one, it's the most festival headliner friendly one, it's the most radio friendly one. It has some quality mid-section drops, head nodding beats, and overall huge energy to it. It's actually my least favorite from the whole EP, just because it's the least experimental one and kind of like Flume classy, which is fine, which is good. But at this point, I mean, we already know that. We already know that Flume can work with huge pop production. Let's bring something else. Let's bring the other side. Closer of the first companion EP, QUIRK track, has this very heavy aerial instrumental, almost crawling in the dark through the mist, like before seeing the first morning light around the first minute mark. Plus the soulful vocal loop throughout and almost Crystal Castles or Arca avant-garde-esque noise in the center. I really like this kind of Flume much more than the other one. Second, much more teamed up companion EP opens up with a track called Enough, featuring Pusha T on it, who perfectly matched the eeriness and all the murky sounding instrumental there. Very dark instrumental, which I really enjoy. Some of the drops there might be a little bit too much, but the whole Streets of Tokyo at Night feature really saved my leggings for this one. Favorite part is definitely this unstructured, strange production during the first verse of the track. Absolutely amazing. Then there's Weekend track, where this eerie danger kind of lays down for a bit, and we can fully enjoy amazing Moses Sumney, who's featured on the track. And basically the second part of it, it's godlike. I really like his voice and overall his charismatic presence on the track. The production here is again on point. I again like the vocal loop here. The unexpected piano break by the end, beautiful. This is a very cathartic kind of track. On Deep chart, we don't really have any particular artist, big, huge artist featured. It just fully focuses on creating the largest toned beats floating around the room, with somewhat underwater pauses where we only hear distant scratching and distant synths and really beautiful vocals. It kind of reminds Heater from the first EP, being all huge and arena-esque, but still it has a different vibe to it. You can actually dance to this track rather than just head note. Plus, I like that this track is the longest one here. It's just 5 minutes of pure instrumental madness and Flume creating endless mechanical scale of this piercing sounds. It's amazing. Finally, the second Skin companion EP closes up with a track called Fantastic, which surprisingly featured Dave Bailey from Glass Animals on it. I love Glass Animals. I love Dave's voice. I like the manner of his vocal performance. I like the swagger attitude he has. And yeah, once again, Harley took a great chance on his invited vocalists. Recently, I had this really weird story where I remembered that I watched a video of Harley telling that he wants to collaborate with Oliver Sim from the XX because he likes his voice. Who doesn't? And I looked up this video on internet and it basically was deleted from every source possible. It was just like a few articles, but still I felt like I lost my fucking mind and made it all up in my mind. But yeah, either they are collaborating for real and it's a huge secret and they decided to delete all evidence, or they're definitely not collaborating and they decided to delete all further proof of Harley just wanted to make this happen. But yeah, I'd love it to happen. This track was Dave fantastically shows how it could work out with vocalists from such like indie rock, indie pop bands. Also, this track kind of reminded me of Some Minds Flume did with Andrew Wyatt. Love that track. Besides the vocals, I really like the darker playthrough theme, hashed recordings of brass or something. This track actually could work as Glass Animals one if they all of a sudden decided to go all night time-ish, all electrified and banging. But yeah, I really like Fantastic, perhaps my favorite track on the second EP. Nicely produced, nicely structured, great work. And yeah, that's all 8 additional tracks for Skin. It feels even a little bit wrong to call them additional. And funny enough, some people actually like those tracks much more than some others which made to the final cut of the album. But yeah, I like everything. Plus, yes, I will say that again, great choice for collabs. In the review for the album, I told that I'd love Harley to work more with hip-hop artists. Now I can say that, you know, I'd like Harley to work with pretty much anyone and maybe try producing for some indie pop bands. I think that would work really well. What do you guys think about both of Flume's EPs? Which is your favorite? Is it better than Skin? the album? Did Skin deserve the Grammy? Who would you want to see HARLEY work with next in the future? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like and to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more. If you want to do us a review on something that just came out, because we try to talk about fresh releases. And yes, we know the Skin Companion EP 1 came out last year, but Skin Companion EP 2 just came out, so it's still fresh. Yeah, hit us up through social media, or we have an email. You can email us. All the info is in the description. We'll catch up with you. And that's it for today. Take it easy. I hope I'm not gonna record it for the third time. Feel the spring warmth coming at ya, and bye-bye. Peace off.